greetings, greetings, and one more time, greetings. That's the 4th time I've done it. I did greetings 4 times in a row. I never do that. And that's because I've been locked down for 4 weeks. Actually, it's 5 weeks now with COVID-19. So I trust everyone's having a good time out there and trying to make the best of every single day. Okay. It is beautiful being alive. You've got to think about it. And as my sister-in-law used to say, they call today the present, because it really is a gift. Every day is a gift, all right? Whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, I don't really care. Today is a gift. So it's a special day for you. A special day for me. Every day is a special day. As my old man used to say, as long as your bum points to the ground and your head's upright, everything's going to be okay. All right? Now, a problem. I can't poo. I haven't been to the toilet for a week. I got a real problem, right? That's this video. Help, I can't poop. It's been a whole week and I can't poop, you know. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description box below. If you go to ericbacker.com, I think it's /constipation. I've written a whole page on constipation on that site. I want you to check it out. Yeastinfection.org may also have some constipation articles of mine on there. So it's a real problem. So many people can't go. So many people. I wrote quite a bit about this topic in Candida Crusher as well. So it's the texture and the frequency of the stool that concerns me with many patients. It's normal to have a stool twice per day, at least twice per day. Once is good, 2 is very good, okay? 3 times can be even better, particularly if it's well formed. That tells me you're eating a lot of fiber. Fiber is what you need to bulk up that stool. Carries a lot of debris and rubbish out of the body. Right? Lots of toxins and crap are released. It's a bit like you putting out your trash can every week. All right? Would you put your trash can out once a month and not worry about all the sort of animals that, you know, congregate around the trash can in your, you know, in your yard somewhere? You're going to get roaches and you're going to get rats and all sorts of stuff. You're going to be interested in all that. Well, this is what happens to people. You're going to get bacteria. You're going to get all sorts of viruses and yeast all growing in that gut. And you can't not poop, okay? It's really, really bad not to poop. It's shocking, in fact. So there are many ways to remedy this. In my book, I believe I wrote that having a really good bowel function is sort of similar to a woman having a great menstrual cycle, like, you know, on a monthly kind of a thing. But something often happens, a spanner gets thrown in the works and the cycle won't work properly anymore. Now for that woman, it might have been like a relationship problem, or she got fired, or something bad happened emotionally, and then bang, the cycle got affected. Stress has got an incredible way of impacting on a female's menstrual cycle, just like stress has got a seriously big way of impacting on a person's gut function. Stress, in my opinion, is one of the key drivers behind constipation, because it pushes people down pathways of eating the wrong food, not drinking enough fluid, drinking soda drinks instead of, you know, instead of water, and making the wrong kind of decisions, you know. Sure, there's all sorts of tests you can do. You can eat beetroot and then watch the passage of it coming through the bowel and how many hours it takes for that red stuff to come out and all this kind of thing. But one thing you can do every day, which I often talk about, is the eyeball test. Is actually looking, when you've done number 2, is having a look in the pan, look in the toilet to see, look at the stool. Some people I speak to have never ever looked in the toilet bowl to look at their bowel motions, and they think, oh no, I can't look down there, that's all horrible. You know, well, hang on, it came out of your body, all right? Can't be that bad. You don't have to like actually touch it or stuff, but I mean, you've got these 2 things here, and you can look at it, all right, to see what it's like. You can look at the texture, you can look at the color. You don't have to get down on your knees and sort of have a real good look, but you know what I mean. Get a feeling for what's happening, right? What goes in here and what turns around in here will dictate what comes out the tailpipe, right? So stressful thoughts, angry thoughts, disturbing thoughts, okay, depressed thoughts, anxious thoughts, all these have an effect on the gut. Every single thought you have will affect the gut to a degree. The people I've personally found to have the best bowel functions are relaxed people. They're easygoing people. They're not highly stressed or strung out people. So if you look at someone's personality, you can often get a feeling for how they drive their car, how they treat their wife, how they have a bowel motion. You can just, I don't know, with my experience with patients over the years, you can see that. And generally when a patient used to come into my room and sit down and start talking, I've already built up a slow mental picture of the likely kind of problems or dysfunctions that she's going to talk to me about. And guess what? About a year or two before I retired, I thought, man, I'm starting to get pretty cool with this, because someone had come in and you think, okay, here we go. We've probably got a gallbladder problem, a bowel problem, probably a heavy menstrual cycle, and those are the three things that she would say, boom, boom, boom. And then most of the conversation will be dominated about her employer, that the guy's a pain in the butt, that she didn't like the guy, she didn't like the way that she was treated in this office and things like that. So they built up a lot of resentment and hate and bitterness. Note the word bitterness. I just said gallbladder. So as I've mentioned before, Asian people, Chinese, really believe that every organ has an emotion attached to it, right? Each organ. In turn, I love traditional Chinese medicine for that reason, because they really look at the mind-body concept. So what's going on in here sometimes will dictate how this functions and what comes out there. So don't ever forget that, okay? That to me is one of the #1 reasons why people are constipated, right? It's not just, you need to drink 3 more glasses of water a day and have a couple of pieces of all bran, you know, wholemeal bread, and you'll be pooping like fine. And if that doesn't work, I'll write you out a prescription for loperamide or a drug that will make you poop like a duck, and then you won't be in my room again. And that's the doctor. Okay, very pragmatic, very critical, saying, take this stuff, get out of my office. It's not going to work. All right. Please read my page, the link below. Click on that and read it on constipation, and go right through it and look at my sensible tips on constipation. Follow those tips. If you follow those tips carefully, you will not have constipation. All right. The gallbladder is a big one for ladies, particularly for ladies more so than men, I find. So make sure you read about the gallbladder. Bitter things in the diet are quite good to include for women for that reason, like grapefruit or olives or olive oil, lemon juice. These things are quite good. Bitter greens are quite good to add in there. I love olive oil, and I think that 1 good tablespoon of olive oil per day will go a long way to fixing up constipation. You know, one patient I saw a long time ago now, would have been what, 25 years ago now, had a bowel motion every 10 days. And her doctor said, look, it's fine. If you're pooping every 10 days, that's fine for you. Don't worry about it, you know. The guy probably wanted to get out of his office and play golf or something. I mean, come on, get real, mate. My comeback to that was saying, excuse me, doc, do you put out your garbage can once every 2 months? Is that fine? And the doctor wouldn't even be thinking that way, you know. If it's in there, it's got to go out. And there are many ways you can get that, you know, accomplished. But please click on the link and read the page. Thanks for tuning in.